Here we go. Forbidden. What's up, George? What's going on in the House of Craze tonight?
In the House of Craze tonight, we have another Kickstarter special live. We're going to be talking to Ben Robinson and John Williams, and they have a book called Space Oddities. Space Oddities. Oddities, number 2. Space Oddities, number 2.
Make the Schwartz be with you. Let's get it.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the Craze. If you are an independent, catch the Craze. Making moves on your own, catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the Craze. Join the movement, catch the Craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the Craze. Welcome to Catch the Craze podcast. I am your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man Vera, and I am with
George, the Dreamer, Medina. What's happening, everybody? What's going on, Sam? Welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of Catch the Craze. We are live once again. We have another live Kickstarter special, and we have a book called Space Oddities number 2 on the show. We're going to have the creators of the book on as well. The book is a space adventure / comedy comic series aspiring to be the love child of Indiana Jones and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Wow.
So that's coming up next. Yeah, that's coming up next. But please subscribe to the channel if you don't already. Please subscribe. Hit the like button. Comment down below. We talk to independent artists of all independent artists. We talking about comic book artists, musicians, magicians. It doesn't matter. If you're an independent artist, come
electricians.
Talk to us. If you do any of those things, come talk to us. We'll have you on the show. That's what we do. And if you guys like to listen to independents talk about their work, subscribe and give us a listen. But what's happening, Sam? What's going on in your world?
Catch the Craze.
Oh,
You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.
How you like that? How you like that? How you like that?
Okay.
But no more bread and butter, no more crackers and jam. So yeah, so we got Forbidden on Kickstarter and Indiegogo right now, and we're trying to get to 100 backers. You know, we had on the last campaign. What the hell just happened? On the last campaign, we had 50 backers. On the previous campaign before that one, we had 30 backers, so we incrementally moved up the marker. We're currently stuck on 30. 30 is not flirty, all right? 30 is not flirty. 30 is hurting. And so
dirty 30s.
So
30's doing you dirty. That's what that is.
It's horrible. Impossible. Yo, it's traumatic. It's a traumatic experience when you go 4 or 5 days and nothing's moving and you keep staring at the wall.
I know. Now listen, people who probably watch the show on a regular basis, and we thank you very much for those that do, are probably like tired of hearing us talk about Forbidden for the last 2 weeks. That's all we've been doing. When we open up the show, that's what you got to do, though. When you have a Kickstarter campaign, that's what it's all about.
Yes.
And if you guys watching ever do your own Kickstarter campaigns, you'll know what we're talking about, because this is what you have to do. You have to pimp it. You have to pimp it as much as you possibly can. Yes. So, yes, you do. You have to. So that's why we talk about it every show, every chance we get on the live show, especially to see, maybe somebody who hasn't seen the show, maybe it's like, yo, what is that Forbidden? What is that? What is that Forbidden? Let me check it out.
Yes.
They click the button and they go. And they go and they pledge.
And Forbidden is a book that I wrote back in 2000.
Yes.
And I finished it in 2018. And I released it this year on Kickstarter. and we launched it the beginning of the year on Indiegogo successfully. Then we brought it over to Kickstarter for issue number 1 successfully. So we started with 0, then 1, and now we're on issue number 2, which is the biggest issue, is 32 pages. Not only that, you also have the volume 1 of the graphic novel. So you can either get all 3 issues if you've never read it before individually, or you can get the graphic novel. Or you could just start out with issue 0 and just get that one for $5, a digital version of issue 0. If you want to invest in my campaign and start there, that's all fine. I don't mind if every 100 people said, I'm just going to do $5 and start with issue 0. That means 100 of you have read it. And that's my whole purpose. This was already paid for in 2018. The whole series is done, which is a 7-part miniseries, and it's all done. And so I'm just releasing one at a time, but this will be the last one for this year. And I'd like to end the year on a high note, and I'm hoping to get past the 50 mark. And if you haven't given Forbidden a chance, please take a look at it. Take a look at the artwork. I'm scrolling up right now, but right here, you'll see we're introducing Prime Santra, his art in this issue. Anibal Arroyo did the first 2 issues. I do covers, and I wrote the story. And but look at the artwork is beautiful. The colors were done by Barbara Saroji. The lettering done by the guy with the blue baseball cap and the pink sweater, George the Dreamer Medina.
Salmon.
That's salmon. That's salmon, damn it, salmon.
Salmon.
I eat salmon every day. And but look at these pages. They're just, and it's crazy. I got all the final colored pages. Oh my God, how powerful, how amazing it is. The fact that I know the story beforehand is crazy, but it's a great story. This is 32 pages in this issue, guys. You can get an homage cover that I did to Kingdom Come. That comes with a certificate of authenticity, signed and numbered. Again, there's a lot of different incentives. You can get all the covers from all 3 campaigns in a nice bundle. Get all the covers. That comes with 2 homage covers, and one of them's 2 gold covers, 1 hollow foil cover, 2 homage covers with art by a lot of us. So art by me, John Coates, David Quiles, Anibal Arroyo, and Prime Santra. So there's 5 artists on this. Again, I worked my keister off on this, help us get past the 50 mark, and let's unlock some stretch goals. And every 5 backers at $15 or more will enter into a raffle to win ARG. ARG is a short story prose that I wrote, and then you'll get first-hand look before it gets published. So you'll have a sneak peek of the finished script. The book, the prose ARG. So one person every week. Every time we get 5 backers at 15 or up, your name goes into the raffle and you get a chance to win ARG. So we already had Spooky T 2 won the first raffle, and Pops Van Zant won the second one. Who runs he has a podcast called Comic Talk with Pops Van Zant, and also CromCon.
That's right. And Spooky T2I is a team member of the comic book called Technogods.
Check the Gods.
That also houses Michael Sammartino.
Yes.
Which we haven't seen on the chat today. Usually he's on, but big shout out to him.
Yes.
Hopefully everything's okay.
They usually join around 8 o'clock, a little after 8 o'clock. Yeah. That's when everybody's asleep and he's sneaking out the room. It's like, all right.
That's right.
Gotta do my thing.
Fix. Get the catch the craze fix. Yeah. But yeah, no, big shout out to him. He's a big supporter of the show, and thank you to everyone who has shown us a lot of love, a lot of support. All 459 subscribers.
Should have been 463. We had a couple people drop out. Very discouraging.
We're trying to reach. This guy's very discouraging.
Very discouraged.
We're trying to reach 1,000. So help us get there. Make sure you subscribe. Big shout out to all of our other supporters who I was actually. Daphne Lage has a show on YouTube. She's a big supporter of us. She played a trailer on her show earlier today at 4 p.m. So if you guys don't know who Daphne Lage is, check out her YouTube channel. Yeah, she's nearing 1,000. She's nearing 1,000. The ladies from Raging AVC, also big supporters of the show. Check out their YouTube channel. Give them a subscription there. Subscribe to that channel. They're free. Subscriptions are free. You subscribe for free. You don't get charged for these bad boys. So make sure you hit that button. Make sure you hit that button, and then when we go live, you'll get a notification if you hit that bell. You hit the button, you hit the bell, you get to know when we're going to go live on shows like this. Our main thing is to talk to independent artists and promote indies, right? Promote, shine a little light on that genre, on that industry that needs it. So the more people we can get to do that, the better. So please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to, help them, help us, all of us. Let's make this thing happen. But right now, the focus for us right now, because of what's going on, is Forbidden. And, the campaign is very important. Like Sam said, it's his baby, 20 years in the making. That man's been writing that story for a long time. Finally, after a 10-year hiatus, comes back from underneath the ground, like in Forbidden, and here he is.
I do have a word of caution to everybody. Don't leave comics for 10 years.
Don't leave.
It just becomes so much harder to get back into the game. Leaving for I just want to say we did have Monty Michael Moore on the show yesterday. He launched his campaign just now. He's already at 38 backers. He's about now he's 50% to his goal. Now he's at 39 back. I'm just watching the dial just spin.
I love it.
In fact, while we're talking, I want to put this on the screen because this is crazy. I love watching those things just spin. So this is Monty Michael Moore. He's done everything from Star Wars, Disney stuff. He's done stuff for Lady Death for Brian Pulido. Look at that. Look at it. The ticker just move. He's a fantastic artist. He's been on our show a couple of times. Really great interview. Check out the interview we did yesterday. His Kickstarter just launched for Blood and Bullets. You might want to go and check it out. He's actually doing a live launch party too.
Nice.
But yes, fantastic guy. I don't do this for everybody, but I really like the guy. And I'm just amazed that he's already 50% funded. Killing it. Hey, can some of you come over here to Forbidden? When you're done over there, can you just throw $5 over at Forbidden, before you get that cup of coffee at Starbucks? But yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. Look at that. He's just killing it. But yes, but enough about him. Us little guys, we do have another indie creator that's coming on the show, the indie creators, Space Oddities number 2, and they're currently have 21 days. So they're trending to actually make their goal or better. So it looks like they're about 46% to go. Based on what I'm seeing here, 48 backers, 21 days to go. Space Oddities. Don't say that 3 times so fast. It'll mess up your mouth.
The inclination is to say Odyssey, right? Space Oddities. Yes. That's why it's so hard. It's Space Oddities. This is the second book. That they have. And I got to talk to them because one of their characters has my name. Mr. Jorge. Yo, funny name. His name is
that Jorge?
That's Jorge with a J, bro. What's his name? Hold on. His last name is great. Max Sanchez. My man's name is Jorge Max Sanchez, bro. Sanchez. That's amazing. So yeah, we're gonna talk to them in a few minutes and get to know them and see what the deal is.
Yes, and they also host a podcast.
That's right.
And
that's right.
I think it's Geekosity. I think that's what it is.
Geekosity, right?
Yes.
Geekosity.
Yes, they also host a podcast, and he's killing it right now.
There's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on. As a matter of fact, after this show, I'm going to be on a show. If you guys are still around at 9 o'clock, go over to Indie Comics Relay. They have a YouTube channel. I'm going to be talking to the guys over there, Johnny C. and Kevin. He's got a book called Mighty Mascots, so check them out.
Just remind Johnny that I did hit him up. I'm still waiting for my invite.
Oh, yeah? Okay, cool.
Put him on the spot. Pull a Sam. You got the B hat on, right? So pull a Sam.
I don't pull Sams. I pull Georges.
Pull a Sam.
I'm peace and love, baby.
No,
peace and love.
no peace and love.
With the salmon.
Salmon.
Yes. I don't wear black.
No,
I don't put people on spots.
I put him on the spot.
Yeah,
Put me on the spot and watch me drop it like no other. Check out the flow by your smooth the type of brother.
Oh, God.
You know me. If there's beef, I knock out teeth. This George is funny. Yes, Johnny. I was supposed to get on Johnny's show. What's up with that, Johnny? But no, we're at it's really cool stuff. Let's see. Yeah, next week is Thanksgiving.
Yo, next week is Thanksgiving. So Tuesday. All right. So Tuesday night, you're gonna be on Michael Gracia's show. Another one of our good friends. Yeah, Get in Tune. If you guys haven't seen that show yet, check it out. So I think you're there. I don't know what the time is. Yo, Monty's doing it right now. Every single time I look,
he's already got 45 backers. He's already 50%.
46, kid. 46. Refresh. It's 46.
Oh, I see it right now. 2,600.
Man. Good for him. Big shout out to Monty.
I'm hating.
He's a great dude. Blood and Bullets. That's the name of the book. So
he will be at $10,000 tonight.
You think so? Damn.
The way he's trending.
Jesus.
He just launched it at 15 minutes ago. 15 minutes, he's got 2646 in. We can all aspire to be Monty.
2671.
I know. It's crazy, right? How it works, right? So, it's like, bingo!
Love it.
Bingo!
Listen, this gentleman had about 253 people that were watching this campaign, ready for it to go live.
261.
So I'm not surprised. That.
No. I mean, he put in the work. He has a body of work that extends for decades, and he had. I mean, when you look at the quality of his work, it's just out of control.
Well, that's what he says, right? Yesterday, he made a good point. He said, "I don't want anybody to support the book because of my name. I want them to support it because they think it's something that's really good." And if you look at the artwork, if you've read the first issue, it is a really, really good book. I mean, the artwork on this one, for example, if you look at just the little the image that he's got up there, it's beautiful work. It's beautiful work. So it's no doubt that this is happening for him.
Yeah,
great guy. But yeah, next week you're gonna be over there.
Next week I'll be on Tuesday. I'll be on Get in Tune, and on Saturday. Oh wow! And I think this week, what's the
Pops, right?
Next week I got 3 shows.
Damn, bro, you gotta keep track of that bad boy.
I can't keep
today.
up.
You were on today. If they go to where were you today?
Geek Freaks.
Geek Freaks. Check out the interview on Geek Freaks. I'm gonna have to start getting paid for this, bro. I'm like your PR guy. You're you know what I'm saying? I gotta hype you up. This is where Sam will be.
That's it. Where's Waldo? It's like,
where's Waldo?
Over there.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? That's you right here, right now, bro.
He's already at 2850. This is crazy.
A lot going on. Next week, I'm actually traveling to the West Coast. I'm actually going to be in the area where our friends from Space Oddities are from. I will be in California, and I will be going to Sacramento. I believe I'll be out there over the weekend. So I'm going to check out Cali next week, visit the fam. I'm actually making a pit stop in Texas next week, so I'll be seeing Sam. I'll be seeing the house for the first time.
Yeah.
Woo!
That's
going to be fun.
Yeah.
That'll be a good time. Bubba's chicken. I've been promised Bubba's fried chicken, so let's get it.
Yeah, my dog's acting up. I hear them barking like crazy, like savages.
Yeah, it's 'cause
if you heard my dogs from the outside, you would think that I was torturing them.
Yo, Sam's ignoring the fact that I want to go to Bubba's fried chicken, bro. Like, Sam's totally ignoring it. He thinks nobody caught it. We're going to some Bubba's.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen.
Either Bubba's or them tortas you had with John.
No, those tortas are out of control. They were too big. It took me a couple of days to eat it. I've never seen anything like it.
No. He said,
I'd rather get Bubba's because then I'll have a bucket of chicken for the rest of the week. So
damn, for the rest of the week.
Oh, I love me some Bubba's. There's nothing like it. And the biscuits.
The biscuits.
I told you about the conniption that John had, right?
No.
So, Bubba's, we had the mashed potatoes. And we had the collard greens. And the collard greens, the way they make it, they have it sauteed in butter and bacon bits, whatever, the way they do it. So, anyway, I just put it on the same plate, right? Mm-hmm. I put the potatoes, I put the collard greens on top of the potatoes. And Jonathan acted as if I killed somebody in his family. The drama that this kid created. I can't eat this. I'm not going to eat this. It's touching my food. I said, it is food. It is food. I don't understand it. I said, it's all going in the same place. What is that? I was just like, I walked away. I was like, "May boy, I'm going up to my office.
Boy, I'm out of here,
out.
man." Oh God,
oh
you guys
God.
are freaking. That must have been some ride going to Texas with the two of you.
Oh my gosh, that was definitely. We stunk. I mean, we drove for 32 hours. We stunk. No shower. We didn't stop at a hotel. Nothing. We just drove, and the dogs all threw up in the car. One of my dogs sheds like there's no tomorrow, so the hair was everywhere. We had like beards and we weren't even growing beards. It was just crazy.
Snap.
Crazy.
Nice. Way to go. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a good time. I'm telling you, I can't wait to get out there, have some of that chicken. I won't be bitch. I like chicken, man. I like some fried chicken.
Chicken's the bomb.
Doubt about it.
Chicken is
no
the
doubt
bomb.
about it.
He's
I'm
already at
ready for
59.
some of
He's
that.
already $1,500 away from goal. That is fantastic.
That's amazing.
We
bro.
can only aspire to be there one day.
That's it, bro. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
And that's what I'm working towards. I want to be like Mike. And his name is Michael.
Michael, Monty Michael Moore, baby.
I want to be like Mike.
Want to be like Mike. So, Space Oddities, number 2. A space adventure comedy comic series aspiring to be the love child of Indiana Jones and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Right.
The guys are not in the waiting room yet?
Yes. So one just joined.
Okay, cool.
I just want to see. I'm seeing something real quick as you're talking.
As I'm talking, what I got to say? I got nothing. Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have something to say.
I got something for
The Adventures of Wonder Duck. If you haven't yet, please go to Instagram. I'm at Get Your Meds, and I have The Adventures of Wonder Duck on Instagram. But also January 4th, I will be getting ready to, introduce the pre-launch page on Kickstarter for you guys to follow. So January 4th, that page is going to go live, so you guys can follow it. And then the Kickstarter campaign will be going on later on in the spring. I'm thinking about May. So stay tuned for that. And what else? Oh, and if you go to Webtoons, you can check out Russ 5377, which is my other book that I also have. So all of that is going on right now. If you get a chance, like I said, go. I'm trying to grow the Instagram for Wonder Duck, so check that out. Sam, you got an Instagram page for Forbidden as well, so
yes,
check those 2 pages out on Instagram. We're trying to grow those pages and get some followers on there, get the buzz going for some of our books, which is the key.
Yes.
To succeeding in this market is just getting the word out, talking about it. Nobody's got to talk about it if it's not you, right? So you might as well get out there and do it. Oh man, Monty, $38.97, baby. The watch. I like how we're consumed by this right now. This is amazing.
It is crazy. He's gonna be funded, and I'm gonna sneeze, and he's gonna be funded. 63 backers.
Oh man, amazing. Well, listen,
I'd be happy with 63 backers.
Oh hell yeah! While you guys are at it, if you are on Kickstarter, make sure you head over to Space Oddities number 2 and give them a pledge. Right now, they're about 50% from goal. They have 21 days left.
47%, 46%, yeah.
47? Okay. The campaign ends on Wednesday, December 8th at 11 p.m.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the last campaign, they had over 100 backers, so I could see them being funded in the next couple of weeks.
Nice. And that's 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's you're looking at about 8 o'clock in the West Coast.
Yeah, so we're going to bring in our guests, and again, if you want to promote your campaign and you find it difficult because everybody's promoting their campaigns and you want to get the word out and you want that competitive edge, here you go.
Do you have a Kickstarter campaign and you're trying to figure out how to get the word out? You look online and you see the competition is fierce. Comic-Cons are slowly coming back, but in the meantime, how do you spread the word? You worked for hours creating your campaign. You post on as many social media sites as possible, trying to get the word out to no avail. Well, look no further. Why not sponsor an episode of Catch the Craze podcast, the fastest growing indie podcast in the market today? That 30-second promo can get you an extra 2 to 3 backers or more. Who knows? Let's go. Hit the link below and get one step closer to a successful campaign.
All right, we're bringing in our guest. Welcome to Catch the Craze.
Mr. Robinson, how are you, sir?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Not
Good.
bad, man. Not bad. How's everything?
Love the stash.
Great, yeah.
That's one hell of a stash. What's going on? Welcome to the House of Craze. Before we begin, who are we talking to tonight?
So I'm Ben Robinson. I'm like the co-creator and co-writer for Space Oddities, and I think John will be joining us shortly here.
Yes.
He's my writing partner and the guy with all the talent because he does all the drawing.
Oh wow. Okay. Cool. I was looking through your campaign, and my name. I say I pronounce it George, but it's Jorge, right? And I see one of your characters, Jorge Max Sanchez. Bro, that had me dying. Like that combination of names. And we'll talk about all of the characters in the campaign, but that one just stuck out to me at the beginning of when I started reading this whole thing. But before we get even into that, then can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up? I know you guys are in Sacramento, but tell us a little bit about your background, where you grew up, and that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah, so both John and I, we grew up in the Sacramento area. We've been friends for about 25 years now. Wow. And yeah, I mean, we grew up around here. Kind of, we've always kind of screwed around with little creative ideas, and we did a time travel book in a local comic anthology years ago, and and then we kind of figured we'd start a podcast, and we did a lot of like sitting around and talking with each other and like coming up with cool ideas of things to do. And, generally in our 20s, we would just, kind of move on without actually, getting the initiative to do anything. In our mid 30s, we decided, you know what, we should actually do some of this stuff instead of just talking about it. And here we are.
Yeah. So John is saying he can't find the link. He tried to get in.
Oh, that's great. So growing up in the Sacramento area, what was the comic book scene like back in the days? Were you guys into comics at that time, or were you guys kind of just fell into it later on?
Oh, I mean, I always had comics most of my childhood. John is, he doesn't remember a time in his life when he didn't have comics. Let me email him the link. I sent it to him via Google Hangouts, but maybe he didn't see that. So let me email it to him real quick so he can get in here. Sorry.
That's all right.
But yeah, I mean, we've been. I mean, he is the big comic nerd of the two of us. But I mean, I was a young man in the '90s, so comics were huge. We had a comic store right across the street from our high school that we used to go to on lunches and stuff. And I mean, they were always around. I mean, it was in like the Jim Lee X-Men days.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, that was big. And you know what? Having a comic book shop right across the street from a high school was probably brilliant in the 90s. You know what I mean? Like, those guys were probably killing it.
Yeah, it was crammed. They did that, and comic cards and sports cards and pogs and all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
And we had open lunches at the high school, so like we could leave the campus for lunch.
Forget it. Yeah, forget it. Those guys were racking up. I'm actually heading out to Cali next week to visit family, and I'm going to be in the Sacramento area, so I'm going to check out some of the comic book shops out there. Anything you can recommend in Sacramento that I should be checking out? Any comic shops out there?
I think like our general go-to shop is A1 Comics. There's a few of them, but the one on like Auburn Boulevard is my favorite.
Okay.
They're good, and then also Empire's Comics Vault and Hot Sauce downtown.
Interesting.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Oh, there he goes.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
He's coming in.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, no, the name of the book, man, it's awesome. Space Oddities. And this is the second issue. So the first issue you also launched on Kickstarter, right? And that did very well from what I understand. There he is. What's going on, John?
How's it going?
All right, not bad. Just talking here to Ben. But we got his background story a little bit. Tell us a little bit about you. So tell us how you got into this whole crazy business of comics.
I know Ben hit it a little bit, at least with not knowing a time before comics. It's always been my lifeblood. I was raised with Superman as a surrogate father or something. Some people would wear the "What Would Jesus Do" bracelets. Like I should have one that's like WWSD. If I do something wrong, I think about Superman looking at me disapprovingly. Is my moral compass there. But no, I've always loved comics. I've wanted to draw comics since I was 5 years old. It's always been my thing. So yeah. Other than the necessary couple of years off when you're a preteen or so when girls aren't reading comics. So you gotta leave that behind for a little bit and find your way back.
I hear you. Were you more a DC guy or a Marvel guy? Like what was your? And you say Superman, so I'm thinking DC.
Yeah. I'm a DC kid through and through. I love me some Spider-Man and some Thor, but it was always Superman, Batman, Justice League. The core DC characters. Those were always my favorites.
That's awesome, man. How do you feel about the movies? Like the movies that they put out now? What do you think? The MCU has the edge, or is it more? I mean, what do you think?
I think the MCU has had the edge for a long time. I think, at least personally, and I don't know, I don't think the numbers are showing it, but I think the MCU is getting a little tired. I think if DC keeps trying new things, they may find some things that work, but thus far, for the most part, they haven't. I still love most of the movies because they're my favorite characters, but yeah. I understand what they are. I understand why people don't like Batman v Superman. I get it, but it kind of gets a pass for me.
Definitely.
Nice. So, how did you guys meet?
We had the same teacher in 5th grade. I mean, such a fifth grade, so we were in the same class, and struck up a friendship. Being weird on the playground, essentially.
Yep. One day, this 5th grader, or this, I guess, my same grade, but this kid with long blonde hair shows up, and back then dudes didn't have long hair. We're like, what's going on here? Can we cuss on this? I forgot to ask. I'll try to keep it clean.
That's all right. I put the MA up.
I'd like to clarify, I had a pretty wicked mullet. Thank you.
Yeah.
It wasn't just long hair.
The mullet.
Solid mullet.
It was business in the front, party in the back.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. You say, how dare you call it long hair? It was a goddamn mullet. What were you rocking back in the days, John? What was your hairstyle?
Spikes?
Jeez, no, I probably just had like some middle part, with the early 90s.
Oh, you rocked the Eddie Munster.
Well, actually, back then it may have been, like still in the 90210 craze where I was doing like the big wave or like the Zach Morris.
Yeah, nice. How much gel did you use?
Oh, plenty.
Yeah, that's funny. I remember those days. I had a friend named Raymond Moser. He's a big rocker, and he had this blow dryer, and it had so much dried gel on it from pressing it against his hair to get that spike look. Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
So you guys met, and then at what point did you guys realize that you wanted to do comics together?
Jeez, I don't think we started doing comics together I'm sorry, I have to backtrack. So we came up with this idea in the early 2000s as like a cartoon proposal. I'm not sure if Ben touched on that, but we sat on this idea for years and years and years. The first actual comic we did together was in 2012, where we did the indie comics thing that you got to do. We put ourselves in a comic. We always talked about what would happen if we found a time machine. So we decided to team up with some local buddies and do an anthology comic that had our story travels in time in there. Mm-hmm. And we really loved it. It was a good time. So over the years, we were always coming back to the concept of space oddities, and just for a night or two here and there, and just like, oh yeah, we should do this and this and that and the other, and do a little development, but then just leave it behind for a while. And it was only when we started podcasting, I think about 3 years ago, where we were like, oh shit, like it's fun to do things and to produce things and to actually get them done. So I think that's when Space Oddities came back. I'd drawn a couple other people's comics, and I was like, all right, well, time to do my own thing, because I'm not knocking any doors in over to DC or Marvel. So kind of blaze my own trail.
Did you have any formal training in as far as artworks? Did you go to any art schools, or what happened after you guys? Did you guys always? I mean, I guess at some point you guys split up and went your own way, right? You went to do your thing, and then you went to school, or how'd that go?
Yeah, kind of. Out of high school, I think we both took a few years off, and that's when all this started happening. But I ended up going to school for animation, and quickly realized that there's a lot of parts that go into animation. I didn't want to just be a part. So
Right.
I was really into storyboarding because it was like comic books. But I also came back from college just, in party mode, and it lasted way too long. So it took me a while to get back into that. Meanwhile, I mean, I can let Ben tell his life story. He moved out of state.
Yeah. No. So yeah. What about you, Ben? What happened? What happened to you guys? Went to school together when you were kids.
Well, I mean, like we hung around for a while. Like I'm by trade, I'm a contractor, so I build houses for a living, and that all took a shit in 2008, and so I ended up taking a job in Florida and living in Florida and Louisiana and Texas.
Oh wow.
For about 7 years, and then came back about 4 years ago, and that's when we struck up the podcast and started getting serious about working on Space Oddities again, because we, like you said, we'd had this idea before he even went to cartoon college. We had the idea of
Cartoon college
of Space Oddities, and and it was like he was saying, it was originally we wanted to do like an Adult Swim animated kind of thing, like Harvey Birdman or Aqua Teen, but that was probably more ambitious than we had ambition for.
Makes sense. Did you guys then just kind of fell into the whole Space Oddities right away, or was there like a point where we were like, let's do something else, and then or called it something else? Was it always Space Oddities? Did you change the name recently, or how did that happen?
No, it was always Space Oddities. We wanted to do a quirky science fiction adventure story, and I think it was probably, I mean, I know the seed was in my brain because of David Bowie's Space Oddity. I love that song. So it's just like, okay, they're oddities in space. And then, with them being antique collectors or procurers of artifacts, it's like, okay, those are oddities that they're going after. So why not? It all just kind of fit for me, at least.
Gotcha,
Nice.
yeah. I was telling Ben when you guys came on, and I'll ask you the question now. Whose idea was it to name the character Jorge Max Sanchez? Because, as you can see, my name is Jorge, and I'm like, Max Sanchez, that's hysterical. Like, how did you guys come up? Who came up with the name, and who is this guy? Tell us a little bit about the characters within the book.
I mean, I would think that Ben came up with the name. It seems like more of a Ben thing, that like Ben specializes in the absurd. I would have a very, very boring standard adventure story if it weren't for Ben.
Nice. Well, come on. I mean, he's rocking that amazing stash. What do you expect?
Yeah, I mean, it was so long ago, I couldn't say for sure, but I don't remember which one came first. If it was either the name Jorge Max Sanchez, which I think came first,
I think so.
Or the idea that he's Scotsican. He's from the planet Scotsico. And I don't remember which one of those plays on words came first.
Nice. That is awesome. Awesome.
That's great.
No kidding. It has been a while. He's been there since the very beginning.
Yeah. He's an OG. Him and Dirk.
Yeah, they were the originals, and Woody was the character that we based off of a hippie that we met when we were camping in Tahoe once. He was up there as like a beer vendor at a Ren fair, and we just hit it off with him. So we're like, man, we gotta put this guy in the comic book. I think it was the character of Jet that went through the most iterations over the years. Originally, her name was Stella, and she was either a space captain at one point or a hard light hologram, but like what she is now happened in the latest iteration, where she sort of became a much more of a focal point of the story.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But Jorge is the heart. He's been our baby since the beginning. He's such a teddy bear.
So tell us what the story's about. Tell us what Space Oddities is about.
So it's basically, it follows the crew of the Aftosa. They're basically a crew of people that go around. They procure either lost artifacts or lost or stolen type things. It kind of takes place in a universe where it's like thousands of years in the future, and I don't know about creativity, but it's kind of originality has kind of died out a bit, and like you kind of show your clout by getting crap from the past, which allows us to stick a bunch of silly modern pop culture references in a far future sci-fi story.
Yeah, I like how you described it once, Ben, as post-scarcity space. Like nothing. You don't necessarily want for things so much. Like everybody's, there's a level of complacency in the universe, you know. Right. So something like in the beginning of the first issue, like a leather jacket, you know, that's real leather is a hot commodity because that just doesn't exist. People don't even know what cows are.
Yeah, it's something authentic.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And so so basically they work with a company called Antico Corp, basically going out and get sent on missions to find or procure things. And in the first arc, they end up running into Jet, a young lady who's looking for her missing mother that, you know, was like a space adventurer and went missing. And she's you know, convinced she's still out there, and kind of leverages Dirk and Jorge to you know, go on a search for her mom and find, and her mom went missing searching for like a mythical artifact thing that'll play into later issues.
Nice.
Yeah, that's very much like the Indiana Jones side of our comparison, or you know, our mashup of Indiana Jones and Hitchhiker's Guide. You know, they've got the thing that may or may not exist, or may, you know, it's the Ark of the Covenant or the Holy Grail. You know, that's the thing that at least spurs the quest on. But she's also searching for her lost mother, and you know, we've got Dirk, who may see dollar signs in his eyes, and Jorge, who may just want to help out. You know, he's a big sweetie, and adventure and hopefully hilarity ensues.
That is amazing, dude. You guys are describing me and Sam. I'm the big sweetheart teddy bear. Sam's the guy who's trying to get, you know, like you're just describing us. That's what it is. No, that's awesome, man. Is it going to be an ongoing series, or you guys have like, does it end? Do you have like plans to like an ending on it, or you know, it's one of those things where you can just tell stories forever?
Yeah, the best way I describe it is, right now we've got 6 issues. You know, we've got our initial story to tell. I describe it as either being our movie or our first season of our television show. You know, like not that that's like you know, we're taking Hollywood by storm. We're not that delusional, but you know, if something did happen, it'd be nice to have a little story wrapped up there. You know, so it's just our one trade. From there, we've got ideas moving forward, but you know, yeah, this first story is a complete story in and of itself. And then later on, you know, after we see where these characters end up, you know, at the end of this story, they can further develop. You know, we've got somebody waiting in the wings to give them some trouble. We've got some ideas for some challenges to the characters themselves outside of this one story.
Yeah,
but
no, that's awesome.
First things first, 6 issues.
So
whose idea was to bring it to Kickstarter?
I think, I'm not sure. But it was one of, I mean, the reason we brought it to Kickstarter for the first one was because we wanted to do it in color. And, you know, I got lucky enough to team up with a guy that can, you know, draw and ink and kind of get everything, you know, do all that work without having to pay him.
Yeah.
But when it came time to do colors, it was like, well, shit, now we got to pay somebody, so we got to raise some money.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's quite a task. I mean, you know, finding somebody to do all that stuff. Yeah, you did get lucky there, Ben, that you found someone who could do that. Now, as far as the writing process with you guys, Ben, and I'll ask you, how does that work? Like, do you guys kind of like sit down together or do you know, somebody writes a page, you write a scene, I write a scene? Like, how does that work? How do you guys split the duties?
So generally we'll get together and like for the first arc, like we got together a few different times and just like bullet pointed out the entire arc, you know, like here's all the things that are going to happen, you know, here's the different milestone events, and, you know, just kind of like a 30,000 foot view of the story. And then for like this last issue, we took and like got like a pretty good bullet point of like, here's the main plot points, stuff that's going to happen. Here's where we start. Here's where we end. And then we both just went off on our own and wrote our own scripts.
Okay.
And then came back together and like just basically ran through our each individual scripts and said like, that's funny. Let's keep it. We'll throw that one out. We'll make some changes. We'll mash some stuff together. And ended up with a better script than either of us brought to the table individually.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's good. I like that you guys kind of do that together and say, all right, cut that out, leave that, take that out, put this in, and it works that way. I also like that the fact that because of what the story is about, you guys are able to add some of those references, like some of those. But also when you were describing, it's like it's in the future where like there aren't any more original ideas, so they have to kind of go find them or whatever. It almost looks like Hollywood, right? Like today's Hollywood, like there are no more original ideas, so they have to go find old ones. Like, oh, let's redo Ghostbusters. Let's redo, And is it almost like an homage? Was that in the back of your minds? You guys thought of the idea, or
it depends. Do you think that's a good idea?
I mean, the idea of like a post creativity future is definitely a little bit of a satire on major media now. Like, I don't think we're not there yet, because we still got
True.
We still got smaller stuff coming out, and then stuff slips through the Hollywood cracks too, and occasionally you get an original idea there as well. But
no, I do like the satire.
Disney buys us all original ideas,
and then puts us on a shelf and doesn't let us put our own stuff out.
Yep.
That's funny, man. No, good stuff. No, I kind of like that. I kind of like that. It's not a direct, kind of, whatever, but there is satire. And I think that's what makes it funny. That satire kind of lends itself for funny situations. And writing comedy it's not very easy. Do you guys find that a little, do you find it hard, or is it kind of like just natural for you guys to be able to write comedy?
Oh, wow. I think our influences with stuff like coming from like Monty Python and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and stuff like that lends itself enough to where we're like, hey, we need something stupid to happen. It's like, okay, that's easy. We can make stupid happen. I can do really well. Yeah. But if I was having to write like a stand-up set for somebody, they'd get booed off the stage. I know comedy is horrifically difficult to write. But yeah, if we can just go wacky, like we're better at being goofballs than we are comedians. So hopefully that will come through. I know sometimes when we're writing our initial story, I may just forget about the goofball nature and just try. I just default into adventure story mode, and they're like, oh shit, we need to put some gags in there, because otherwise we can't call ourselves a sci-fi comedy adventure story.
That is true. We have a couple of guys in the chat that are pretty regulars on the show. Just want to give a quick shout out to Michael Sammartino and Pops and Sand, who just popped in to say hello. When we were talking about you not paying for your art, Michael just made the comment, that's the key, not paying. So he agrees. But yeah, no, so all right, so for those who just started watching, we are talking to Ben Robinson and John Williams here. We're talking about Space Oddities #2. #1 was funded on Kickstarter already, so this is the second issue of that book. So if you guys are watching, go to Kickstarter and support their campaign. But so tell us a little bit about what you learned from the first campaign that you're applying to the second campaign. Are there maybe some things that you're adding here that you didn't have in the other?
I mean, so unfortunately, like it seemed like we learned a lot of lessons in the first one, like that we seem to not apply to the second one. We're like, all right, we need to get like way ahead of this, and a couple months ahead of time we need to get all our assets together and figure everything out. And then it was like 2 weeks before, it's like, shit, I didn't do any of that.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of Pops, I've been talking to him just recently on Facebook about how terrible I am at self-promotion. So yeah. I mean, it's tough. It's tough just cold calling and selling yourself. Like I think I've got sort of the artist's oh my goodness, I'm brain farting on the, like I don't have any self-confidence. Like why would people want to read something? Imposter syndrome, it's like,
yeah, right.
It's hard for me to talk myself up. Like I really love what I'm doing, but of course I do. It's like if I had a kid that was, really ugly or something, I'd still think he was the most handsome son ever. 'Cause he's my kid.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Not that looks matter.
Yeah, I mean, as far as what we learned, I mean, it was, a lot of prep stuff that we didn't really do. And then just, being able to, just shill for yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this time around, I've sent out emails to 70 or either emails or messages to 70 different people, being like, hey, did you take a look? I mean, that's how we got in contact with you guys. Be like, hey, here's our first book. Read it. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, no. Listen, I like a lot of the stuff that is on the campaign. I mean, when you've seen enough of these campaigns, you're looking for the usual stuff. Like, okay, this is number 2. There's got to be a catch-up campaign somewhere here. There's got to be like a tier where I can catch up and read the books. And there is one. And for those who are watching, the catch-up one, like if you didn't pledge to number 1, the catch-up bundle is only $15. Okay, so for $15, you get a print copy of both books. So what are some of the other tiers that you guys have on there that you can recommend to maybe a new reader or maybe somebody who did, pledge to the old one that wants to continue to support you guys?
I mean, one of the really cool ones that we got this time around that we didn't do last time that I'm really excited for is we had a friend of ours and great artist, Chris Alvarez, do a variant cover. And I absolutely love his cover. He knocked it out of the park. It is wonderful. He's got a very wacky style that's a bit it's a lot different than John's, so which is cool for a variant cover. And I think it fit the property really well too. Like it looks good, and so we're excited to be able to offer that as this time around.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I'm looking at the pages here, and I got to tell you guys did a really, really, really amazing job with the art. John, you did a great job. It definitely has that animation feel. Like I could totally see how easily you can animate something like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Simple lines, and it's really, really well done, man. I really, really like this. I'm really digging this.
Yeah, as much as I was raised on artists like Jim Lee and Arthur Adams and stuff, I think I just naturally gravitated more towards, like the Bruce Timms and the Darwin Cooks of the world, a much more cartoony style.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was just my laziness or what, but, but it naturally evolved there.
Just didn't want to draw all those little tiny lines.
Yeah, just little
Tell us how we get those trading cards also. I see trading cards at the bottom of this thing. So how do we get trading? For those people that love, because there are people that like trading cards, man. They'll pledge to a campaign just because there are trading cards in it. So tell us a little bit about these trading cards.
Yeah, so we decided to we did little mini prints and stickers and stuff last time, and so we decided to just mix it up a little bit. So we're going to do trading cards and like a metal bookmark this time around.
Nice.
Which I saw, like, that sounds cool. I want one of those with my comic book's name on it. So we'll do that.
Yeah,
but
maybe somebody else will too.
Yeah.
The trading cards should be cool. We haven't finalized the designs yet. I kind of mock, like the ones that are on the Kickstarter are kind of like mocked up, and they're modeled after like the Marvel Series 2 cards.
Mm-hmm.
And so we might be doing something like that. We've got a couple other pretty cool ideas. I think we're thinking about doing like putting together like a 9-card set that all goes together, like the old Danger Room comic cards from the X-Men series.
Nice.
Doing something cool like that. So we haven't finalized yet, but there's going to be at least 9 of them. I mean, if we the further we get into beyond our goal, the more kind of stuff we can add. Like adding more cards to that is definitely on in the stretch goal idea list.
Yeah, and the possibility of doing more mini prints. We didn't do any pins or stickers this time around. We did bring back some of the favorites from the first campaign, which like the sketch cover. We're still using the blank from the issue number 1 because it doesn't have any real sort of branding on it other than Space Oddities, and you're not buying a sketch cover for the interior. So we're selling the sketch cover, from number 1, still nice and clean with a black and white drawing on it. Then you also get a copy of issue number 2, so you're not getting screwed out of that.
Right.
Yeah. So if you want to catch up and get the sketch cover bundle is also technically a catch up bundle because you'll get
true.
both issues and a cool sketch cover.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because you're getting the second issue anyway with it, right? So you are technically catching up.
Yeah.
But yeah, this looks great, man. And then you can also says this could be you. So are you guys putting characters into the book?
Yeah, we did that the first time around too. We were kind of surprised at how quickly that became, a thing that people wanted to do. So we had to bring it back. Of course, we've got a scene that's perfect for it. They're going to be in a mall at some point in this second issue. So there's some opportunity for throwing some faces in there.
Awesome.
And yeah, we're doing custom illustrations from the both of us. I think it started out kind of tongue in cheek, where Ben was like, "Well, I want to do more for these rewards, so let's put a tier where they can get a custom illustration from me too." And it sold well. I think Ben's got more on this second one than I do. He's got like 2 returning customers. It's great.
I just noticed someone upgraded too. I've already got 3 this time. That I had 6 last time. It's like I don't draw. Like it was fun. It was cool to do. Like getting in there and like just monkeying around and trying to whack out something that was good. Like I didn't want to just send someone like some shitty crayon drawing.
Now, are you drawing whatever they ask you, or is it from the book?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's custom illustrations. Like one of the ones I had to do last time was a hedgehog in space eating French fries. I was like, all right,
okay,
sure, why not? I guess
we'll do that. Yeah,
I would love to get something like that.
Like the one on the campaign. Like I think because people figured I'm not an actual artist, they could just tell me whatever and make me draw it. Whereas like with John, they wanted like actual characters and stuff. They wanted Mandalorian or or something.
I had a few Star Wars commissions in there.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. Listen, you guys are doing great.
Yeah.
I think you guys are definitely gonna make your goal, and hopefully it happens very soon. For those that are watching, the campaign ends on Wednesday, December 8th at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So get on there, make sure you pledge, give these guys your money. They deserve it. It's a very, very good looking book, man. I'm going to pledge. I need to. This is the problem with these shows. I say I'm not going to pledge to any more campaigns, and then we have guests like you guys, and I'm like, all right, let me just throw some money in there, and there it goes. So if you see another backer today, it'll be me. But thank you guys so much for coming on the show. Anything, where can they find you? I know you guys got the podcast. Tell us a little bit about the podcast before you go and where they can find you guys.
Yeah, you can find us anywhere podcasts are divvied out. We are Geeksploration, the podcast. We'll pick a geeky topic once every other week, and then on our off weeks, we'll just have a casual chat show. But yeah, if anyone has any ideas, hit us up. We're on Facebook, Geeksploration Podcast page, Instagram, Geeksploration Podcast, and Twitter at GeekSplorePod.
Yeah, and we're going to be, I think we're having Sam on for our Creators Corner this month. We're going to record that right after this to talk about Forbidden. So we'll be doing that.
Awesome.
Yes. And did anybody tell you got the perfect radio voice?
Yo, for real. I was
like, really?
When I heard him, I wanted to make my voice deeper, but then I was like, that's so fucking fake, so I'm not even going to try it. But yeah.
I swear, he sounds like a VJ.
3 years in, man, we've been working on it.
There you go. There you go. But thank you guys so much for being on Catch the Craze. Again, guys, the link's in the chat. It's also in the summary. Check out Space Oddities. Number 2 on Kickstarter right now. All right. Thank you, guys. And I'll be chatting with you guys soon.
All right. Thank
you so much.
You got it, buddy.
Take care, guys.
All right. So now, again, guys, if you want to back these campaigns, they are in the chat. The links are in the chat and in the summary. Don't forget, subscribe to Catch the Craze podcast. That's me. Hold on 1 second. And subscribe to Catch the Craze. And where did George go? George's camera's gone. George, you left me?
I'm here. No, I'm here.
It's like, hello, subscribe to Catch the Craze podcast. Don't forget, Forbidden is currently. Oh, yes, there you go. So Space Oddities has 49 backers right now.
That was me.
Congratulations. And like I said, Blood and Bullets, he was funded a long time ago. He's already at 101 backers, 7,171. Monty Michael Moore. Actually, no, he's at 79. He's almost at $8,000. And I told you he's gonna do past 10 grand.
You stopped the video. I can't get back on.
I stopped your video?
Yeah.
Oh.
You can't start your video because the host has stopped it.
Ask to start video. Start your video.
It's a lot.
I just asked you to start it. There you go.
Hey, what's up? I'm back.
Yeah, he's already killed it. Monty killed it. But you know what? It's funny. I was watching his as I'm working all the panels here and making sure that the screens are going. His live lunch is in a bar with a big screen in the background. He's at a salon. He's at a saloon with a big screen in the background, and it's very impressive. What a lunch! I was like, man,
that's how you do it.
That's how the big timers do it, man. Us little guys, we got to step up our game if we're gonna play in the big leagues. This is ridiculous. But
that's how you do it.
Yes, again. So Space Oddities #2 on Kickstarter right now. 49 backers, 21 days to go. With that said, don't forget Forbidden is on Kickstarter and Indiegogo. Don't forget to give Forbidden a shot. This is an episode of Catch the Craze. George has a show to go on to next, and I have a show to go on to next. So I'm Sam the Crazy Man Vera.
George the Dreamer Medina.
And we are out.
It's just easy. It's not.
Crazy. Acquiesce.
No, I was talking about my friend Acquiesce. I met him.
Say my name, right?
This is what you were thinking? Oh,
He described me. He said, I'm the...
You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze. On Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.